Welcome to the Gateless Gate Koan 24. This is Fuketsu's Words in Silence, and I'm about to open the can of words on an age-old debate. I know some of you are on one side and some of you on the other. For those who are about to get offended, because I'm just opening this can of worms, stick with me to the end, because the question is open and there is a path forward, but you have to work for it. So Fuketsu's Words in Silence is about a monk who asks Fuketsu, "What is the Buddha?" And Fuketsu says, "I think of the spring in Konan province, southern China." It's probably a pretty beautiful spring, honestly, so I can't hold anything against him for choosing that. "I think of the spring in Konan province, where the birds fly through the air, amongst the sweet-smelling, fragrant flowers." And he basically made poetry. He added poetry. And that's how he answered, "What is the Buddha?" And Mumon says, "Oh no! Fuketsu! What were you thinking? What did you do? How could you devastate the Buddha like this?" Because what happened was Fuketsu got caught up into the poetry. He got caught up into the form, into the delivery mechanism, instead of getting caught up into the actual message in the words. And because he got distracted, he sold himself short. He didn't give the answer that that monk could have received that would have helped him more. And so Mumon says this was something that could have been better. And so the call here is to, once again, we see this place where we need to make sure that we're still looking even higher than we think we can. Now, then the big question is, so what's the place of poetry in this world? Does poetry even matter? Does presentation matter? And honestly, you can see me here. I think a lot about my presentation. Some people probably are like, "No, you don't." I don't think that much. I want to get the message out. But I think about, obviously, you want to see something on this show that looks somewhat good. And so a presentation's obviously important. And the poetry, there's some beautiful things we can find via poetry or via art or singing or whatever. The answer, once again, the answer is something you have to discover yourself. It can be done. So we need to figure out how to do that. And that's an answer that is something that you need to discover yourself, like Mumon said, without words, without silence. The answer is up to you to find. And so I'd ask you to strive for it. And as you work through the beauty of the world, don't get caught up in the form so much. Don't get caught up in the messaging or how you look or what the outward appearance looks like. But keep focused on the core message. Keep focused on the core meaning of what it is you're pursuing, the poetry and the presentation and all of the rest. That will come along. So focus on the core, don't sell yourself short, and we will see you on the next episode of The Gateless Gate.